All right, so there's this concept I keep on hearing. It's a very popular concept I keep on hearing, like from guys like Alex Homozy and Naval, and they call it leverage, which means in simple terms is like it's increasing your output at the same level of your current input. It's like getting more from what you already put in. You're doing the same amount of work, but then if someone might find a way to two times it or something like that. So, for example, uh, some types of leverage, like Naval talked about it a lot. Some types of leverage are labor leverage, which is like hiring people to do work for you. There's capital leverage, it's like investing in like stocks or other people investing these days. There's code leverage. There's code leverage. There's media as leverage. And like an example of code is like writing a code, writing PayPal or something like that. Code for PayPal. Media is like what I'm doing right now, YouTube or podcasting or tweeting, stuff like that. And the beautiful thing about leverage is that you can kind of stack them on each other. Let's say, for example, um you write a code. You were already going to write a code. How you two times that or like three times that? For example, you're writing a code and you document the journey online. Uh, the code you're already writing was already going to be good, and since you're documenting it online, it attracts some views and eventually generates revenue from what you're attracting, and use that revenue, invest that revenue in capital, in like in stocks, whatever, and from the money you get from stocks, you invest it in labor. So basically, it's like investing each one on each other. Started from investing your code onto media and your media onto capital leverage, and your capital invested it onto code, or onto labor. So you can the exciting thing is that you can like stack it on top of each other, which is kind of it's like I almost see it as toys you can play with, like leverage. It's a very good concept to think of. And another thing is my favorite forms of leverage I use like in like day to day life is like are reading books, or not reading, or listening to books at time speed. Let's for example, it takes me 3 hours to read a book, right? I can listen to the audiobook for 1.5 hours if I listen on two times speed, and I could have read the book or listened to the book. I could have listened to the book twice as fast as it would have taken me to have read the book initially. That's pretty cool concept. And learning is like the most underlooked form of leverage, because it's not just learning actively, and that's one step. Another step higher is like learning the right thing. That's like a later subject. But learning is okay. I read like a book a week. Like since the year began, I've been reading books, just expanding my horizon, trying to learn as much as possible. And there's one thing to learn. There's one thing to learn actively, like just do it as like a hobby. Naval also talked about doing what feels like play to you, what feels like work to others. Reading it feels like play to me. I enjoy reading. It's a hobby at this point. It's a side hustle. It's a side. It's not a hustle. It's a side hobby. It's a hobby basically. Another thing is if you keep on learning, kind of amplifies your judgment. Like the more you learn, the more you know, the more you know. You know, the more you don't know, the more you don't know. And we already don't know so much that we might as well keep on learning. Think of leverage like a a magnifier. You know, it's in about code actually. If you're dumb, to blow you up, and if you're smart, to give you freedom. Build once are easy forever. So it's very cool concept I came across. Leverage. You know, gaining more from what you put in. Very cool. Uh, I think I'll end it there.